Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and I'm doing a screen share kind of thing. And it's because I wanted to do a reaction video to the World Socionics Association's video on the INFj. He talks about socionics, and then socionics are the INFj is the MBTI's INFP, because MBTI INFPs lead with a judging function. So whenever he says the word INFj, it actually means INFP. He explains INFPs to a scary degree. So let's go at it. I've put the subtitles so that we can see. I've kind of skipped over his introduction. But he says the INFJ leads with introverted feeling and extroverted intuition. It's the same in socionics. And they talk about the ego block, which is FINE. So FI in a nutshell. He's kind of a funny guy. I like him. Yes, we want to understand the inner nature of people and their intentions, their motivations, their character. Never quite certain or set in how things ought to be or should be. And we're questioning the potential of character. True. That is my life. And that's where I draw meaning. So is this good? Is this bad? How can I interpret this? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Is that area of sort of doubt? So that's the FI, doubts and questioning. And it's together with extroverted intuition. The development of character and seeing also the character in others. So seeing character, it's interesting how FI is in socionics. It's all about what lies within and questioning. What lies within, questioning within. Acting outside with certainty is definitely not my thing. Being soul-searching is definitely something that I do, or I am. The ultimate soul searcher. It's very, very sweet. So yeah, I try to examine my character and other people's character. So let's keep him talking. What is the nature of the people? Are you a good person? Are you flawed? Assessing. I'm just reading the stuff on the subtitles, but it really is true, everything that he's saying. So yeah. State of trying to weigh up how they feel towards things. Yeah, I'm constantly wondering how I feel towards everything in the world. How do I feel about this? How I feel about that? Yes. Quickly, actually, how they feel towards things, what their, whether it chimes or it rings with them or not. If it chimes with us, like if we resonate, that's a big FINE thing. Not necessarily acting decisively is basically my life. If it feels like it's wrong, if it's the right thing to do or not, can be explained and justified according to logic. It is not really that, it's about the feeling, like, oh, I don't feel right about this. So yes. I'm going to turn it over in my head and worry about it. Yeah, we do a lot of worrying. Just do something. Get stuff done. Don't worry. Oh, you gotta break some eggs to make an omelette. That's like literally me in the kitchen. I've broken those eggs. Those poor eggs. Yeah. So now we're talking about they evaluate things in terms of the soul, but how it affects our soul. They can be very hard on themselves because of that. And then they hold other people also to a high standard, which is kind of true. But we do love people, so yeah. And their complexity and all their messiness. Nobody's perfect, and I agree with everything that he's saying right now.
But to also be very open and authentic about, being someone who's working on themselves, developing.
So working on yourself is a big thing. Develop yourself.
Very much about thinking, okay, I hold myself to a high standard. I am failing. I am a sinner.
Yeah, I'm a sinner. Okay, I don't go that far to say that I'm a sinner, but I will be angry at myself for not holding up to my own standards. I have extremely high expectations of myself, which I try to relent on, But yeah.
It's not about acting on personal sentiments.
It's not acting, it's more about questioning. And that's where INFPs we have trouble. As opposed to ISFPs that do things actually in the real world. Yes, we are interested in getting to know people, the new possibilities within each person, and we delight in getting to know these people in depth. Yeah, who they are, what they're about, what makes them tick. It is like a drug to me, finding out these things about people, getting to know the framework of each person, and we question a lot of things. How can you interpret their intentions? Here he starts talking about how we give a lot of second chances, which is a trouble. Yeah, there isn't black or white, right or wrong. People might be misunderstood, that kind of thing. So forgiveness is big.
I wouldn't say laissez-faire in how they forgive. It's not a laissez-faire. It's not a sort of old.
It's not laissez-faire. That's what there is actually in the subtitles. I actually care a lot. I care a lot. But I've really thought about it if I am forgiving somebody,
who actually did things for good reasons and they just didn't realize those reasons. Then they've done something which is bad for their character. So INFJs give lots of chances.
Yeah, we do. Unfortunately, we give a lot of too many chances.
This is a weird combination. This is not a type which.
Yeah, we are a weird combination. We don't condemn people because we just feel disappointed inwardly. Yeah, we talk to ourselves, not tuck, but they won't levy that against you. This is exactly what goes through my head. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I've misunderstood. Maybe I did do something wrong. Maybe, who am I to really judge them? Like, I feel all sorts of things. So yes.
I would also say that INFJs have very sort of eclectic interests. They like to try new things.
Yeah, we have eclectic interests. And we like to try new things and investigate new areas of interest. But we don't really commit to a lot of things. We often do a lot of different things and then drop them. So we're giving people chances, and we're also giving new ideas and perspective chances. So I do agree with that, and that is where our curiosity and wanting to understand comes in. So then there's a super ego block, and that's the TE and SE. So expectations, they usually try to do their best because they feel like they ought to do their best, but it's difficult. Overperform. yeah, we tend to over-conform because we don't think that we're better than anybody else, but we're always trying our best. And that is a little bit, not really what people expect of an INFP. But we do care. We want to do the right thing. What feels right.
Now we get to introverted logic and extroverted
So
sensation.
what they call introverted logic is TI, but it's actually TE in... It's difficult, Socionics, I don't get it, but TI and SE, so TI is about consistency and against everything that we know. We prefer personal approach to the objective approach. We want everything to be unique, individualized for each person. And yeah, I don't like putting people into categories. Well, I do that with MBTI, but illogical of me, right? Inconsistent of me. So I don't like sticking to rules about people. And structure is difficult. But we do a bit of this, like he says, we do stick to principles. Because we know that we have to kind of, in order to live in the world. And we recognize that we have to be able to justify how we think and make sense. You can't just rely on your feelings all the time. Oh no. Wait. Okay, here we are again.
I like this person and not that person, so I will only do that and I don't care particularly. If it's not fair, who cares?
No, it's not about who cares. It's like trying to be fair and logical and stick to some rules because you need to make sense of things in the end to be competent. Yeah, we don't care about structure just for the sake of structure, but we want to have consistency and we want to be competent,
structures, then the more dynamic working out how everything works on the fly. They're not very good at that.
No, I don't like figuring out how things work on the fly because TI is my last function. Let's follow this diligently by following these rules that are already written for me. So that's where I think that TE comes into play. We want things to be pragmatic and to work. And like inventing stuff from scratch is not really the INFP's way of doing things. We're not quite confident enough to do this. They put their trust in experts, and I think that is the SITE part of us that trusts experts to do the thinking for us. Factoring the individual unique circumstances is exactly. We're talking about good intentions and.
That's when the INFj will get very fretful and internally object to how this rule is being applied across because it's.
Yeah, we don't like when the rule is being applied across everybody because you need to be compassionate to certain people, and everybody is a special case, So they talk about how he talks about how it's like a Protestant Christian, which, I don't really like. But do what, like, treat your neighbor how you want to be treated. And personal relationship with God rather than entrusting it to a priest or, an institution. So I do understand where he's getting that from. Then he talks about SE, and we hate SE. But they can comply with the rules and structures and that kind of thing. We can do TI stuff. We are entirely unable to do SE, which is forceful action. We're not quick decision makers, not at all. We spend a lot of time fretting, worrying, all that. Should I do this? Should I do that? Oh my god, he's like describing my life to me. Yeah, I'll lose sleep over this. This is why it's difficult being a doctor. Acting is terrifying. Literally. I can't tolerate a forceful environment, you know? I have to torture myself in order to do something, and then regret it and turn that over in my head. Huh. No, we aren't types that act, unfortunately.
When they are wronged by someone,
when I'm wronged,
they'll default back to extrovert intuition.
I'll question, like, maybe they saw it this way, you know? It's not like, there I kind of think that I'm a little bit different from what he explains. I don't tell, I do see people in shades of grey, but I do sometimes say that somebody is a scumbag, okay? I'm not that accepting as he makes it up to be. But it will take me a lot of thought, a lot of worrying. It's not like SI users, which he explains here, where, yeah, okay, not understanding forces and dynamics of power and how to protect ourselves, assessing the level of threat, very difficult. Very difficult. Because I feel like I'm not really in a body, you know? So that's why I'm overly forgiving. But I think that I do have the strong boundaries of, like, at a certain point, no.
So that's the problem with extrovernization from INFJ. They really don't see it. They don't really understand how it works.
Yeah, I don't understand how power and all those things work. I do end up, like, naively, we end up in positions of power, such as I becoming a doctor. I am in a position of power. We're given responsibility, but then we hate the idea of imposing on other people and being a burden and impacting other people. And I do need people. I feel guilty. I want to do my things by myself, but then it's like I'm forcing other people to do things. So we shrivel at the idea of imposing on other people.
When extrovernization and introverted thinking put together, yeah, really, really difficult. This idea of
acting certainly and categorically is hard.
Could mean mistreating someone.
Mistreating somebody is like the last thing I want to do. Going against a group or a category, no, it's difficult. Unless we are extremely passionate about it. There he doesn't talk about that, but everything is personalized, forgiving, questioning, open space. Oh no. The super id, which is weak but valued. So TE and SI.
Together is about practicality, how you work with things, how you developing, how you
improving things in the real world. That's TE. So we're internal.
Everything exists in the internal. It's about their character at the end of the day, and the world outside.
The character is the most important. The world outside is like they try to exhort the change and develop.
To make that sustainable, you actually have to develop some skills.
You have to develop some skills, capabilities, and practicalities, which we don't really do very naturally. We realize that we need some of it to help with this rich, complicated internal world.
So first we have extrovert thinking,
the suggestive function. It's very weak. But it's something that you doubt. We doubt ourselves about our competence and our capability. We do work very hard because we doubt of our competency. And we blame ourselves if things go wrong, and it's terrible.
INFJs, often more than any other type, end up
Imposter syndrome. Yeah, so I worked pretty hard to become a doctor, and I'm pretty smart, but I keep forgetting that, and I'm like, how did I get into this position?
So INFJs, they can doubt their capabilities.
Yeah, I doubt my capabilities every day.
They can grasp their intuition, their talent, their potential.
But I do know that I have talent potential. I do see that. Yep, difficulty to put it into practice, and being useful is difficult. I can't. I do latch on to people that I trust, and I know that they can provide factual information. I have friends that are experts, literally. Literally. I can go to these people and I can ask them. Basically, my ISTJ dad. Ask him about these sorts of things. Self-help courses, learning, engaging in personal development, growth, yes. They never quite develop that sense of confidence. I'm not confident in my own competence, so I'm doubting, and so then I need to refer to other people. Yeah, I'll make a mistake and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so useless. Hayao Miyazaki, he's an INFP. And he wants to be, he says that he has to be useful in order to live, to exist. So much in the way of good intentions. Good intentions are so important. But delivering things practically is difficult, so we do give grace to other people. But yes, we want competence around me in order to help me feel a little bit competent. And then there's the mobilizing function, introvert sensation. The mobilizing function is SI. Practicality. Not strategic, but day-to-day practicality. Yes, that's SI. How do I manage and handle things day-to-day? How can I be self-sufficient? We're not self-sufficient. We have to be quite dependent on other people. But we want to be autonomous, self-sufficient. We lack the confidence and torture ourselves that we're not quite competent, blah, blah, blah. The introvert sensation, this shows in the INFJ, first of all, in that localization of practicality, but also a desire for harmony. Desire for harmony and peace is the SI. We seek a sense of groundedness and acceptance of myself, and I'm imperfect. I'm a sinner, like he says. I'm not better than anybody else, but I just want to have a calm life. Oh. Just like anyone else, a sinner. Just like anyone else, someone needs to work to improve. I need to improve in my day-to-day actions and stuff. Yeah. I really want to be able to harmonize my relationships. I hate stress and pressure. I want peace. Over time, take great pride in their ability to actually arrange their physical environment. Over time, I think that we do get like happy about how we arrange our homes and stuff. And finding like a spot in the woods that's like is ours, you know, that kind of thing. They tend to be very unassertive in communication, yes. Because they just need things to be nice and friendly. I do want things to be nice and friendly. Like, why make things complicated and conflict and terrible? You just want to experience things peacefully, quietly. Yes, we have a better eye for detail than the INFJs. We can be impractical, chaotic, struggle to make things work effectively, but we do manage some small details compared to some other types. Humility and groundedness is the SI, where it's like And I do like that.
I've known INFJs to really take pride in being able to cook a nice meal or do this particular thing and get it done right.
Doing this thing done right is the thing. I don't know how to cook, so, but I wish I could.
Which they can grow in more than that sort of more dynamic decision making, how things work, fact-based approach.
Yeah, making dynamic decisions is
finally we
difficult.
Get to the id block.
The id block is what's not valued, is still strong in the background and kind of done. It's FE and an I. So we ignore, I think, FE, extroverted feeling. So we're very gentle people, but yeah, sort of naive. I've been naive. We can read people's character and stuff, and all that he says. But I deliberately don't care about FE.
That's the idea of being sort of more overtly expressive.
Being overtly expressive and showing emotions on your face doesn't feel like such an important thing in my life, you know? Participating in social conventions where you have to do these things outside, doing what's popular, no.
They kind of stick out.
Yeah, we stick out. It can be quite stubborn in how they stick out from the norm. Yes. Especially if you're an Enneagram 4. 4.5. Not what other people want. We do what we do.
Except that they will try to do that in terms of the practicalities and be a competent person.
We do want to be a competent person. Dutiful. Yeah, sometimes we INFPs can be like SJs, ISFJs or something. Doing what you're supposed to in a situation, but it's not fun. We can be quite blunt, because that's the lack of FE. We can understand people quite a lot and be confident about that. No, I'm not very good at politically sensitive. I try, but I'm not going to put too much energy into that. Sometimes I do want to just say what is the truth.
I know them to be almost quite sort of emotionally blank, at least until they get to know you.
Apparently, people have said that I am sort of stoic in my face, but it's kind of strange for me. Yeah, I don't want to put my emotions onto another person. Oh, understanding style is not my thing. Quite gawky, not follow fashion. Yes, I have a terrible sense of fashion. So extroverted feeling is not a thing. Introverted intuition is not valued in its own. We are deeply reflective people, yes.
They have very deep penetrating insights, and they have this sense of knowing.
We do have this. It's just very strange to me. Sometimes we just know things and we just understand things, and it's just like, how? And that's the NI. Demonstrative function. It's balanced out with extroverted intuition. So I'll know something about a character and something's going and how it will develop. Yeah. But I'll still think, what if, doing the NE's thing. What if I'm wrong? I see the risk, I see where things are going, and still I will keep going. How can I know for sure? Yes. Oh my God, this guy. Yeah. he does paint INFPs as being a little bit too forgiving. I think that I am sometimes a little bit too unforgiving, but I can be both at the same time, you know.
Very much the INFJ in that sort of area. Anyway,
He likes making fun of us, but it's so he does it in such a sweet way, so I'm okay with it.
But very nice people.
Yeah, we're very frustrating, yet we're very nice. So let's stop that video. I hope that you enjoyed his video. Please check it out. I'm going to put it in the description box below. I don't know much about Socionics, but I do want to thank World Socionics Association for pinpointing the INFP so well, or the INFJ according to your typing system. I do relate to most of the things that you said, or basically 98% of what you said. The only thing is that I'm maybe not as forgiving as that description makes out. And I'm not, maybe this is kind of ironic, but maybe I'm not as good as you paint us out to be. But that might be just the imposter syndrome talking. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye.